So hello everyone, so I'm going to teach you how to work with the virtual laboratory simulation for our experiment number 2 titled as capacitors and dielectrics. Okay? So unlike our experiment number 1, so you can see sa vel inyo, you can open naman the simulations experiment number 1, 'di ba? So once you click it, you are directed to the simulation page. Now for our experiment number 2, it is very different from our experiment number 1 simulation because it is a Java file. Okay? So what you're going to do for Java file, so in Mac OS and Windows, so you have to search your terminal tab. So this is your terminal page, so where you can see like this one, as you can see in the screen. Then it is better to put the file in the desktop. Okay, so in my case for my Mac OS, so I put the desktop, I put the file capacitor in my desktop. Then I can, okay, so meaning na nandyan na siya sa desktop yung file nyo. Now I will just, if you are using a phone, okay, so yung gadget nyo is phone lang at hindi yung hindi Windows at saka hindi yung desktop, so I will just put a link sa ating course site na dito niyo i-search ang katong how to open a Java file using an Android phone. Okay? So may mga instructions doon. Short tutorial lang siya kung paano niyo siya i-open. Okay? So if you are using a OS system, so just like me, so ito yung para sa inyo. And if you're also using a Windows, so you can use a terminal window. And I will also put a description, I will also put a link sa VLE course site natin on how to open a Java file in a Windows system. Okay, so baka different sila sa OS at saka sa Windows. Okay, so for me, if you're using if you're using OS, then you're lucky. So so if you are using a Mac OS, then here is the tutorial. Okay, so next you have to type this one in your terminal line. So here makita nyo yan, Java dash jar capacitor.jar. So ito yung file na may extension na .jar. So if I open that one, so it will automatically open sa yung launcher natin. Okay, so ito na. So nag-start up na yung capacitor lab is starting up. Then here it goes. So nakita nyo na meron tayong introduction, dielectric, tsaka multiple capacitor. So we are going to use the three features sa ating capacitor simulation. But first, dito muna tayo sa introduction. So makita nyo na may battery na connected yung parallel plate capacitors. Ito yung parallel plate capacitor nyo. So yung battery is 0 volt. Kung gusto nyo, kung inyong patas on ang voltage sa battery, so pwede nyo ipataas and pataas. At kung inyong ipaubos, so you can make that one na paubos, so it will change directly the orientation of the battery because nag-change naman ang iyang potential difference nga position. Okay, so the plate charges is where actually makita nyo. So kung if imo ni siyang i-check na feature, so makita ninyo ang katong mga charges here. So akong ipakuha ng battery, so makita ninyo ang mga plate charges dire. So because you turn on the feature na plate charges. And then for electric field lines, so makita nyo din yung electric field lines between the parallel plate capacitor if you check it. Now sa kasi sa ating laboratory manual, so we have to We have to make the separation of plate area, mag-change tayo ng separation at saka plate area. So by dragging lang yung green na to, so you can change it pa ganito, ganyan. So using that, so pwede nyo siya ma-change at any meter. At saka yung plate area, pwede nyo din ma-change, i-drag nyo ng ganyan, or pwede nyo i-drag ng ganito. Okay, so meron lang silang minimum at saka maximum na plate area at saka separation distance, which are both in millimeter unit. Okay, now how about for the meters here? So if meron kayong meters nito, so if you turn on the capacitance na meter, so you can see here na merong capacitance dito na how much is the capacitance of this capacitor na may ganitong plate area, tapos may ganitong separation distance, at saka may ganitong voltage ng battery. If plate charge naman, makita nyo din yung what is the amount of charge sa both plates. So as you can see here sa top, meaning sa top lang kasi the bottom here, the bottom plate represents the top plate. So equal lang naman sila ng charge. So that's why sabi niya na top. Okay, so kung bottom to, meaning it is negative. Okay, because negative naman yung mga charges here. Stored energy, so meron kayong stored energy. So makita nyo kung ilan ang stored energy ng parallel plate capacitor na ito. So we will not use the voltmeter and electric field detector nga feature. So dyan lang tayo magfo-focus. Okay? Now next one is the dielectric. Okay? So sa dielectric, meron pa rin tayong parallel plate capacitor, but this time meron na tayong material inside. So ito yung ipapasok natin sa parallel plate capacitor between sa plate natin. Then as you can see here, makikita nyo na may different materials tayo. So it depends on the dielectric constant. So kung gusto nyo ng Teflon, may 2.1 na dielectric constant. Yung paper may 3.5, yung glass may 4.7. Now, if gusto nyo nang hindi mag-focus lang na 3.5 for paper, ganon, so you can use custom din naman, so that it depends sa iyo kung ano yung gusto nyo na value ng the electric constant. So, depende lang din sa lab manual. Okay? So, kung anong specify ng lab manual about the electric. Okay? Now, same din, so you can choose to make the separation distance smaller or larger by dragging this double arrow, and also the plate area. So pwede nyo dyan ganon. Tsaka yung dielectric constant, so pwede nyo din like sa offset, meaning wala muna siya sa between sa capacitor. So i-drag mo lang yan para pumunta siya sa capacitor. So as you can see na perfect na siya dun sa perfectly fit na siya sa capacitor. And then again sa battery, i-drag nyo lang din ito so that you can change the voltage of the battery. And then same if you want to view the electric field lines. So how electric field lines how electric field lines show here in parallel plate capacitor with dielectric. So you can actually turn on the feature. Same din sa capacitance. So if you will check the capacitance, so makita nyo na ilan yung capacitance nito na charge na capacitor. So magkano yung capacitance niya. Same din sa plate charge. So what is the amount of charge in the plates? Stored energy, so ano yung na-store na energy niya. So makikita nyo diyan lahat. So we will just omit the voltmeter and electric field detector. Okay, so sa dielectric charges, meron kayong option na hide all charges, show all charges, or show excess charges. Okay, So if ma-hide, of course, walang charges yung pinasok mo na dielectric material. If meron namang charges, so show all charges, show excess charges, so ganyan. Ganyan lang. So if you want to to view the what happened to the charges inside the electric, so depende lang din sa labman mo kung anong specify na gusto niyang makita. Okay, the next is the multiple capacitors. So multiple capacitors are here sa capacitors natin is wala silang mga dielectric. Okay, so mga parallel plate capacitor na ang between lang nila is yung vacuum, di ba? So multiple, from the word multiple, marami silang capacitor. So pwede single, pwede din 2 in series, pwede 3 in series, tsaka pwede 2 in parallel, 3 in parallel, meron ding 2 in series with isa parallel, at may dalawang parallel at isa series. Okay, so sa ganito, so you can see na may option kayo na may option na i-change ang capacitance sa mga capacitor ninyo. Okay, so pwede niyo i-change ang capacitance, so depende gyapon sa inyong lab manual kung ipa-change ba niya or dili or equal lang ba sila tanan og capacitance and so on. Okay, so kung ito-turn on nyo yung battery nyo, so ganyan lang din. Okay, now same lang din yung sa introduction tsaka dielectric nga dito na may plate charges, tsaka kung gusto nyo makita yung electric field line, so makikita nyo. Then the total capacitance also, so makita nyo yung total capacitance here. So ano ang total capacitance ng mga capacitor in parallel at tsaka in series. Then the stored charge, the stored energy, so ito yung mga total na stored energy. Okay, so total stored energy tsaka total stored na charge. So you can see here, so meron din kayong voltmeter tsaka electric field detector, but we can omit to that one. Okay, so I think that's it. So meron naman sa manual on how to yung mga step by step na procedure kung ano ang gagawin nyo. This is just a tutorial video on what are the different features in our simulation and our PHET simulation. Okay, so thank you.